good night. Hope you guys are having a wonderful night. I am here running the Kaitures newspaper, hoping for anything interesting. So we're going to talk about the newspaper that we are reading currently, and if there's anything interesting, I'm not going to read the full story. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about it. So right off the bat, we have Ford dig hole, escape from let him lock up. 4-year-old hit with cricket bat, died from infection in abdomen. Man killed for not purchasing cigarette from neighbor. Fisherman slits cousin's throat for being disrespectful to dad, charged with murder. Now those are the first stories that I am very curious about. I don't really care about the rest. If we see any in here that I like and I want to basically talk about it, I'll mention it. If there's anything else I want to read off, I will. For example, page 2, there is businessman and family robbed in home invasion, and I've mentioned before that my house was robbed, but the cops didn't come. They didn't do anything about it, so that was basically swept under the rug, and I feel very sorry for the person whose house got robbed. Then there is a vacancy, one live-in night babysitter. Interested person kindly contact, and they have their contact number here. It's in the newspaper. If you're curious about it, then you can go check that out for yourself. This is the newspaper for the 27th of February 2021, so go see it for yourself. There's also COVID-19, what are we really doing? And next page 6 and 7, continuation from COVID-19, what are we really doing? Nothing really here, so not much to speak about. There is nothing on the next page, nothing really on the other page. There's vacancy for a mechanic, but I'm not a mechanic, so can't really say much about that one. And our next page, it was with the man killed for not purchasing cigarettes from the neighbor. So we basically have this 30-year-old man who went to this 26-year-old's house, and he was going to purchase cigarettes, but he realized he's short of money, so he snatched the money back from the 26-year-old, and he told the 30-year-old told the 26-year-old that he's going to go to the Chinese restaurant where he's going to buy the cigarette. This got the 26-year-old angry, so he went inside, grabbed his knife, came out, and he stabbed the 30-year-old to death. The EMT arrived on scene, but of course they arrived late. By the time they came, the man's dead. And at first the 26-year-old ran away, but he was later caught, and he is currently in police custody. So maybe we're going to hear more of that in the coming days, but not right now. There's not really much to see on it. There's actually not really much in the newspaper to speak on. There's also fisherman slits cousin's throat for being disrespectful to father, charged with murder. So we have this 26-year-old and a 25-year-old. The 25-year-old is the deceased, so they were drinking together along with his father. The 26-year-old and his father with their cousin, the 25-year-old. When an argument ensued, the 25-year-old was using foul language, and then he started hitting the 26-year-old's father. So it got so heated that the 26-year-old he slits his cousin's throat, and now he is behind bar. I mean, you can either look at it like saying, oh, it's probably self-defense because the 25-year-old was attacking his father, but we don't look at it like that in Guyana. Someone could come at you with a knife or a gun. You can't defend yourself, because then you're going to get arrested for murder. And I'll give you an example of this. About a few years back, there was this Indian woman who, I believe she had 3 or 4 children already, and she was pregnant. She went to church, and when she came back home, her husband started yelling at her, threatening her that he's going to burn her. Apparently he would beat her, he would abuse her, and she's pregnant. And so he walked towards her to basically burn her with the hot water, and she had a knife near her, and she stabbed him to protect herself. And do you know who they arrested? They arrested the pregnant woman because she defended herself. So to be honest, it's a shit show over here. You can't defend yourself. Oh, there is my favorite part, wanted. Basically vacancies, and I've got to tell you that the vacancy site has gone really small. It's like really tiny now. Before, it used to take over one page, goes over to the next page, but now it's so tiny. So we have things that I'm interested in. You have So yeah, I was mentioning how much vacancy you used to see, but since COVID, you're not seeing that much vacancy. So you have one live-in maid, must be Spanish, age 25 to 30. Oh, someone like Spanish people. Female cleaner office and home. Call. They have the number. Minibus driver. But there's a sales rep, typist clerk, lorry counter driver, receptionist. Oh, there's one for receptionist, but they want a 30 to 55-year-old person. A taxi driver, truck driver, maid to cook and clean, kitchen manager, handyman, someone to cook porridge, able-bodied clerk, male and female for the interior. Wow, they want both. Yeah, that's about it. They don't really have a lot of vacancy now or anymore, so it's really hard to get a job right now here. I found 4 dig hole escape from Lethem lockup. It's actually on page 17. So these 4 men, they reportedly escaped yesterday from Lethem police station lockup using underground hole that they dug. Like that. To be honest, I never thought that we'd have something like this in Guyana, but I guess we do now. So according to the police, these men, they have their name. There's a 36-year-old, a 20-year-old, a 26-year-old, and an 18-year-old. And out of all of these people, we have two Venezuelan people inside this mix. Is it just the 2 of them that are Venezuelan? Yeah, 2 of them. And midnight, they broke out between midnight to 7 o'clock. So I mean, they were really committed to getting out. They observed a metal rod on the eastern side of the lockup near a dug hole. The hole was 3 feet wide, length, and depth. So it's like a box. The police report that the dug hole had a 2-inch layer of concrete with red sand beneath. So the manhunt has since been launched to locate these 4 prisoners. Anyone with information on whereabouts of the 4 prisoners is asked to notify the nearest police station. Like, if they're with their family is going to be like, oh, here they are, come collect them. No. But like, that's a lot of commitment right there to dig a hole out of the jail. I've never actually heard anyone done that before, so I'm not really sure what to say. A bit speechless. I wasn't even sure that would have been something possible here, but I guess it is. Now, information on skin color, how to mix skin color. And I just switched from men digging their way out of jail to talking about a painting. All the information on how you can mix the paint that I'm using right now is on my other videos, but in case you guys want, I have mentioned this several times before over and over again, that I will actually do a video detailing exactly how I mix my paint. But it's very, very simple on how to mix your paint. You simply mix yellow and red together. You don't mix a lot of red inside, and then you mix white in. And like, if you feel it's too yellow looking, have a white piece of paper where you can swatch on. You can add a little bit more red at any time throughout the mixing. However, if you add white to your color, then you cannot add black to darken it. If you would like to darken it, you can add a tiny bit of blue, or maybe if you have burnt umber, you can use some of that, or burnt sienna. For those dark edges, do you see I mixed in a little bit of burnt umber? So that's how I got some of the darker details in it. And for some of the very light parts, I just took white straight from the palette and added onto the painting. And if you're wondering why my palette is a plate, oh well, that's because this is actually very, very easier to clean off. Team Mohammed's GTR to set South Dakota ablaze tomorrow, which is actually the 28th. You know, that might be an interesting race to look at. I mean, I've heard they mention that they want to set new records, so, you know, I would like to see that. Maybe it might be nice. I'm not doubting them. It would be nice to see a new record set in Guyana. That's something to maybe look forward to. And I'm rambling on and on and on, and we have not gotten to any of the interesting stories, like the kid who got here with a bat. You know, I think I passed that. I'm not really sure. So yeah, it turned out I did pass it. It was on page 16, right where the wanted and vacancy were advertised. Oops, my bad. He got hit with a cricket ball, not a bat. So he got hit in his stomach with a ball during a cricket game last Wednesday, died as a result of an infection in his abdomen. I just realized if I said boy, that was wrong. It was a little girl. So on 16 hours that Wednesday, she was with her family playing cricket when a ball hit her in her abdomen area, but they continued playing. And the child continued playing for 15 minutes, and then she went inside and she eventually fell asleep. The motionless body of the 4-year-old was discovered by her sister, who later raised an alarm. The child was pronounced dead by a doctor when taken to the hospital. So it's not like... That one's a bit sad. It's a bit sad. You know, it's a lot sad that 1 minute she's just out there playing with her family, the next something terrible happened to her. Anyway, this was discovered after the postmortem had taken place, which was at the hospital, and the infection can caused by multiple factors, but the fact that she got hit by a ball might be one of it. But then, I mean, I don't want to say this, I'm not saying this to them, but one time my mom beat me with a belt so bad, my skin was bruised. And then let's not forget the mom who beat her daughter, I think it's her daughter, with a 4x4 wood and left her in the swampy area. So, yeah, I'm just letting you know that Guyanese parents can beat their children so bad, they need to go to the hospital. So, you know, maybe they should do a little bit more investigating into that, because that sounds a bit fishy. If she was playing fine and then she got hit in her abdomen with a ball, and I know that it could also be a burst appendix, but there was a postmortem and they didn't mention anything like that. So you gotta look a little bit sideways. Like, even if it was an infection, don't you think that, like, the 15 or let's say 4 hours gap between when it happened to what happened, that's a bit sus right now? Anyway, that's all that I would even be mentioning for the Kaitures newspaper. That's newspaper on the 27th. I want to cover one about basically a 98-year-old woman who's living in her house who had something bad happen to her, but then I realized that's not really something to cover. That's actually grim, morbid, and very awful. Also, a next thing is there was a fire in Good Fortune, which maybe I'll put the video at the end of here to show you guys the fire. But again, that's something grim, morbid. I don't really want to put that up, so maybe I won't. I mean, you can probably find videos on Facebook, but I'm not going to be doing that on this channel. Reading it is something different than to actually get the video and put it up. But if you made it this far into this channel, into this video, then you should go ahead and give us a like, you know, one of those big old thumbs up. And while you're at it, maybe accidentally hit the subscribe button and just accidentally turn on the notification, so that whenever we post new videos like this, better than this, it depends, then you will be alerted. Until then, hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday and that you stay peachy. You just be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Go on, listen to scary stories. There's Mr. Ballin. I can't pronounce his name right. Mr. Ballin. Oh, bye. I'm very, 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 very sorry. I'm pretty sure he pronounces his own name in the video, and yet I still can't pronounce it, even though I watch it every night. And I rewatch some of his videos because I really, 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 really like his channel and some of these stories that he cover. Basically, if you love the strange, the dark, the mysterious in story format, then you should go ahead and check out his channel. It's amazing, and I might start doing some of those myself, except I will be telling you stories from Guyana, so I'll definitely go ask some of my family members and start a series with that. I don't want to tell you guys any right now, but I have a few from my dad which I will love to share, and they're all about Olags, which I know I mentioned that I'd make a video on Olags before, but I guarantee you this time I will make a video on them, and we are going to talk about what an Olag is, what they usually do, and many other things, along with some of the other scary stories and scary monsters. We have something called a Kanaima or a Kanaima bag, which is basically a person who can shift from a human to any animal they want. That includes snake. We've also got weird legends around talking animal. One of them, which I'll give you a little piece into, but you'll get the full detail in a next video, where someone sees a dog, they steals the dog, but the dog starts saying, "Put me back where you took me from," which basically means "Put me back where you took me from," but Guyanese, put me back where you took me from. So again, that's all for this video, and I wish you all the best. Remember to stay safe, wear your mask, eat healthy, stay healthy, and don't forget, we are still early into the year of 2021, so if you've still got those goals, even if it seems as though you've already broken your resolution for 2021, that's okay. We're still early into it. You can pick it up again and try again. Just give it a go, give it a shot, and just keep trying no matter what. Just put your best foot forward, and just remember that things will get better. If you are currently feeling sad and you need someone to talk to, you can always reach out to me. I will have my email in the description. You can send me an email, or you can visit me on Instagram and just slide into that DM where I will reply. I will try my best to reply. You can also comment on this video and I will reply to you. I will see your comment. It's a very, very small channel, so chances of me seeing your comment, chances of me seeing your messages or your email, it's very, very high, because I always look forward to it every day. Anyway, it was wonderful sitting here basically talking and having you guys listen. Wish there was a way that we could communicate, but I guess we could do so on Instagram. Anyway, that is all for this video. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your time. Goodbye.